Los Angeles still didn't feel like home yet. I was starting to recognize the streets, starting to remember the turns, but it still didn't feel like Orlando. Back home, everything was familiar. Here, everything felt louder, faster. New school, new team, new life. But some things never change. Family. One morning, I was sitting on the front steps of my aunt and uncle's house, tying my shoes, when a black G-Wagon pulled up to the curb. I didn't think much of it at first. Cars came and went all the time in this neighborhood. But then the door opened, and Vincent stepped out. For a second, we just looked at each other. Then we both started laughing. I hadn't seen him in person in years. The last time we were in the same city, I was still a jit. He walked up shaking his head.
Boy, you got tall.
We hugged, and just like that, it felt like no time had passed. Growing up, Vincent was more than just my cousin. He was the person I measured myself against. If he scored 20, I tried to score 21. If he dunked, I tried to dunk harder. Even after he moved to California when I was 10, we stayed in touch. Calls, texts, highlight clips. But it wasn't the same as being in the same gym. Later that night, we were sitting in the living room watching basketball highlights when Vincent slid something across the table toward me. I picked it up, a plane ticket. I looked at him. What's this? He leaned back on the couch like it was nothing.
You ever been to Dubai?
I stared at him for a second, trying to figure out if he was serious.
I got a game this weekend. Thought you might want to see how I live.
At first, I wasn't sure what to say. Everything in my life already felt like it was changing so fast. But when I brought it up at dinner, my aunt and uncle didn't hesitate. You should go, my aunt said. Even my little cousin jumped in talking about, bring me back a jersey. Later that night, Vincent and I ended up sitting in his old room. It looked almost exactly the same as it did when we were kids. Old trophies on the shelf, posters on the wall, basketballs stacked in the corner. I looked around the room, then looked back at him. I thought you were supposed to be at UCLA. Vincent didn't answer right away. That's when I knew something had happened. I asked him again, what happened? He leaned back on the bed, staring at the ceiling.
I tore my Achilles. When I committed, I thought everything was set. College ball, NBA dreams, all of it. But when that injury happened, it felt like somebody turned the lights off.
He told me it took him 1.5 years just to feel normal again. Rehab, physical therapy, watching everybody else play from the sidelines. He said that was one of the darkest times in his life.
There were days I didn't even know if I wanted to play basketball anymore.
I had never heard Vincent talk like that before, but then something changed. Around that same time, his family had started traveling overseas more. Spain, Italy, Dubai, seeing different places, different cultures. That's when he started realizing something. One day, his dad suggested something that sounded crazy at the time. Try playing overseas. Vincent trained for 3 straight months, preparing for a tryout with a professional team in Dubai, and he made it. Not only did he make the team, he became their best player.
52 last week.
He said that so casually, bruh. My head snapped up. You serious? He laughed.
Averaging 26.5 right now. Top 3 in EuroLeague scoring.
Dang, G, you always was a bucket. But there was one question I had to ask. You ever think about the NBA? Vincent thought about it for a second.
Eventually, yeah. But right now, I like where I'm at.
The next morning, we went to the park. Same kind of court we used to play on growing up. Just me and him. Of course, it didn't take long before the trash talk started. The game got competitive fast. Step backs, blocks, hard fouls. Kids started gathering around the court watching. Some things never change. Later that day, we were sitting at the airport waiting for our flight. I watched the planes taking off through the window, and I started thinking, all my life, I thought there was only one road: high school, college, NBA. But sitting there in that airport with a passport in my pocket, I started realizing something. Maybe there's more than one way to chase the game. And maybe this trip was about to show me that. The flight to Dubai started boarding. I grabbed my bag and followed Vincent toward the gate. I had no idea what was waiting for me on the other side of.
Here we go. Here's Baldwin. Now the starting group for the visitors. Just 5 to shoot. Jokibatis. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Big Dog. And he buries his first look.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a
About a minute played here so far in the first. Pass to Big Dog. From the arc. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start. Second shot opportunity. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Here's Big Dog. 7 points in the game. Down low. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. They need this. No luck. To the middle. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Anderson passes to Big Dog. And he jams it home with authority.
I think everyone in here felt that dunk.
No question. That is a power. Clock at 6. Oh, got a piece of it. Stolen by Anderson. Here's Big Dog. He's got 9.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more. 6 to shoot. The rebound by Cabangeli. Cabangeli's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Bertans for 3. Got it. Makes him 4 for 6 from the floor.
Teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
BA, I'm not sure he should be flaunting around the rim like that with this game.
And he drains the turnaround J. Big Dog's got 22.
3 straight buckets to start the half. This is how they wanted to come out in X.
To the paint. Oh, deflected. Kept alive. Second chance shot. And he takes it up and lays it in. Here's Baldwin. Three-pointer, no good. They are blowing this one open.
Maybe the only question is how big will this lead grow?
Big Dog, good. Big Dog. And he takes that one up and power. Here's Big Dog. Hits the trifecta. Big Dog's got. And so they get the victory here at home. They didn't have too many. And now our player of the game.
And there you have it, just like that. Vincent did exactly what I thought he would do. Straight ball out. The locker room was lit. Voices echoed off the walls, laughter mixing with the sound of hands clapping loud, sneakers squeaking against the floor, jerseys hung loose, towels draped over shoulders. But the energy, that was all Vincent. 38 points. He sat in front of his locker for a second, catching his breath, sweat still dripping down his face. But the smile said everything. His teammates crowded around him, hyping him up, shoving him playfully. He looked at me and said,
"It's just another day at the office for me, lil' cuz."
After he dressed, we met by the tunnel. Man, just being in the tunnel just had me soaking it all in. Dim lights, echoes of the crowd still rumbling in the distance, a transition space from spotlight to reality. Vincent walked up and we dapped each other up. Boy, you snapped.
Told you. This what I do now.
Bruh, I don't know, man. You look different out there, man. This ain't the same Vincent from back then.
It is. Just leveled up.
The night air hit different outside the arena. City lights glowing, the crowd fading, the real world settling back in. A black G-Wagon idled near the curb. Vincent tossed me the keys for a second, then grabbed them back with a grin.
I got it.
As soon as the door shut, Vincent reached over and turned the volume up to play his favorite song. Every time after a win, no matter what country he was in, he played that song after every W. The bass filled the car as we pulled off, city lights reflecting off the windshield. I leaned back in the seat, just taking it all in. Not only was Dubai feeling all kinds of different, but even the condos out here were different. Modern, clean, high-rise. The kind of place you only really see in movies, or when somebody made it. I stepped inside slow, almost like I didn't want to mess anything up. My eyes moved from the floor to the walls, to the view. The entire city stretched out in front of me, glowing under the night sky.
Yeah, took me a minute to get used to the feeling too.
Bruh, this is crazy. Later that night, everything got quiet. The city still buzzed outside, but inside the condo, it was chill. I sat on the edge of the bed just soaking it all in. And then I heard a few knocks coming from the front door. I looked up, and then heard more knocks afterwards, but slower this time. I stood walking toward the door, thinking, it's too late for random visitors. I reached for the handle, opened it just enough, and froze. A man stood there, in a suit, calm and composed. Not from around here, not family, not a friend. The man didn't say much. He simply extended his hand, holding an envelope. He asked, was I Rahmir? And I hesitated for a second, but eventually nodded my head yes. The man placed the envelope in my hand and told me I might want to see what's in the envelope. And just like that, he turned and walked away. The room felt heavier now. Quiet, but different. I closed the door slowly, eyes locked on the envelope, like it might disappear if he blinked.
Who was that?
Some Jalen Rose-looking brother in a suit. I walked over to the dresser, set the envelope down, and just stared at it. Then finally opened it. Paper slid out. Official, clean, serious. My eyes scanned the page once. Then again, my face changed. Confusion turned into disbelief.
What? What is it?
Man couldn't even speak. I just turned the paper slightly so Vincent could see. At the top, the paper says, 1-year contract, $10 million, guaranteed to play overseas. Vincent's expression dropped. We both were in disbelief. My heart was racing now. Everything I thought I had planned. College, Tennessee, the path I was supposed to take. All of it just got interrupted. I looked down at the contract again, then back up. Eyes unfocused, lost in thought. Vincent stood behind me, quiet now, because we both knew. This wasn't just an opportunity. This was a decision. I stepped forward slightly with the contract still in my hand. Uncertain, heavy, and for the first time since I got here, I didn't have the answer. I guess I'm that popular in the States. That word has traveled over here, and how highly ranked I am. I've always had dreams of playing college and winning an NCAA championship, but I'm also someone who loves doing things the unconventional way and getting unimaginable results. I guess this is the first glimpse of me becoming a man, because this young man now has to make a grown man decision. I spent the next 2 days thinking about it, and I have finally decided that I am going to